This program is brought to you by Hungry Jack's and Bunnings Warehouse.
Not far away from tip-off, the Illawarra Hawks started their season on a high note. The Brisbane Bullets not so much. Justin Schuler scathing in his assessment of their performance. They're going to need to bounce back. The big fellas, in particular, are going to need to bounce back. And Casey Prather, bit of breaking news. Peter Hooley jumps into the starting lineup. Leonard Copeland says, you want to put him in the starting lineup to defend Darius Days? You're going to be in a little bit of trouble.
Not a little bit, a lot.
Fascinating decision. We'll see how it plays out for them. Josh Bannon going to come off the bench, as Joe said. They're going to monitor his hand.
Well, that's the hard thing with Casey. Obviously, is he still 100%? Where's he going to be able to go? Does this turn out to be a masterstroke for Justin Schuler? We hope so for their sake that it rolls through there. But it's time for the bold predictions. Leonard Copeland, you gave us one that was almost too bold to go to air in the pre-show.
I just think Tyler Harvey's going to have a very good game. 5-3. Let's give him 5 threes. What about that?
Way to go on a limb.
Wow, okay. Mr.
He hit 5 threes in the first
well,
You're not even predicting him to make him. You're just saying to shoot him.
Well, maybe I should say 10. Here's some 2.
Where's your bold prediction?
I've got Tyro Harrison and Sikorsky to combine for 20 boards. They were poor last week. The Illawarra Hawks going to crash the glass hard. It could be 18-2, 10-10. I don't know. But that was good from you once. You've been on fire tonight.
They're the biggest guys in the league. They should get 10 rebounds, don't you think?
Oh, he's trying to be controversial
I got to come
now.
back.
You guys get over to the commentary booth. Big game to call coming up. The Illawarra Hawks and the Brisbane Bullets, a massive matchup. That man right there, he needs to show tonight. 20 boards, 5 threes for Tyler Harvey. It's all happening here. The Brisbane Bullets, the Illawarra Hawks, coming up next.
They smell blood in the water, New Zealand.
It was breakdown after breakdown. Like, that's the reality of it. Our starters didn't set the table for us. Like, it's as real as that.
Oh, Cook with the steal, goes himself and lays it home.
Better effort in the second half. And I think this is the kick in the arse we needed, to be honest.
Darius Days off the glass, tough finish.
I don't think we had a start like this in the last couple of years.
The Hawks with an impressive performance.
I can't wait to see the WEC packed and everybody in the gong turned up. So, you know, we don't want 2,000 people there. We want 8,000. The rest are sitting outside waiting for a win.
Game 2 of round 2. Hungry Jack's NBL continues from the New South Wales Illawarra. The Hawks are about to start their 27th season at the Wynn Entertainment Centre, their 47th season all time. Their home debut tonight comes against the Brisbane Bullets, and the fans, they are excited. Quite the atmosphere building inside after the heroics at the back end of NBL24. The Mitsubishi ladder, we'll get to that, but it looks good for Hawkeys fans right now who are filling the sandpit and quickly. Good evening, everybody. My name is Matt Russell. Great to be back. Hungry Jack's NBL25 starting with Hoops Fest in the West. Here we are at a very noisy already sandpit in the Gong. Brad Rosen, welcome. I'll let you describe the atmosphere, the excitement, the anticipation that fans showed us as they came in.
Good evening, everyone. It's great to be here and so excited, Matty. Walking in here, you can feel that every Hawkeys fan is so excited. What they did last season, now they want a little bit more and they're ready.
Justin Tatum, what an off-season the coach has had. Going to watch son Jason win an NBA championship. Going to the Olympics to watch Jason win a gold medal. Here he is, starting his first full season as a pro head coach. I bet you he's enjoyed having the team, his team, from day one of pre-season.
And you can see it, you can feel the presence as soon as they walk in here, how happy they are. He's the players' coach, and they're going to play for him tonight.
Justin Schuler starts his second season as a head coach as well. He called his team pathetic. How big a play in game 1?
Very big call. They were pretty pathetic last week, and I agree with that. He's now got to see that response, because if they don't respond to that, what will they respond to? He'll be looking for them to go big tonight.
He'll confront an Illawarra three-pronged attack. Sam Froling, Darius Days, Lockie Olbrich. Let's get to Sam Froling first. 19 points, 8 rebounds last week. Do the Hawks really need him to do any more than that each game?
No, they don't. Not for this team. If he does it, it's great. He's one of those players that he never really plays bad. They can win when he doesn't play that well, but they never lose when he does play well. He's an outstanding player. Love what he brings this program, and he's only getting better.
A leader of the team as well. We've spoken about Darius Days in the pre-game half hour. Let's jump to the 20-year-old Lockie Olbrich. 12 points, 11 rebounds, 3 assists last start against the Cairns Taipans. Of course, in New Zealand in the off-season, he won a championship. He was the league MVP. He was the finals MVP. I wonder where he takes his game this season.
Oh, Matty, I love this kid, and I call him a kid because he's still so young, but he's 6'10", 5'10" wide. He's unbelievable, and I love what he brings this program. He is only getting better and better, but more than anything, he's grounded. That's what Tatum's giving him. Doesn't matter what you did in the off-season, it starts now, and he knows that. He's been great.
The Hawks scored 60 points in the paint last week, 60. The Brisbane Bullets weren't anywhere near that mark.
No, they won't. And you saw the pathetic comment from the coach, and you look at that, they were averaging 94 points in the preseason in the blitz there, but 42 points in the paint. In one of those games, it was 50 that they had against Melbourne in that big win. Last week, 28 points in the paint. Not enough. Those two bigs, they have to go to work tonight. That means Brisbane got to get the ball inside, got to get it to their bigs. You look when Harrison, he was unbelievable at the blitz. Everything revolved around him, and that's why he was MVP. Look how he finishes. Look how he runs the floor. Tonight, he is the key. Get the ball to him, let him roll, then if not, crashes the glass. 28 points in the paint, not enough.
Josh Bannon, we know that he came into this game with a hand/wrist injury. You've watched him closely during the warm-up, Josh Bannon.
Yeah, it worries me. It's his left hand, I'm sorry, and you could see he was favouring it. I'm not sure how much they're going to get out of him tonight. It is great to see him back because Brisbane need that guy. He's great, but he did look like he was carrying it. Let's see what he gets out of him.
Brad Rosen, you excited to be back?
Oh, cannot wait.
I am indeed. Let's go over to our commentary team led by Joel Peterson. Joel, it is time to play in the sandpit again.
That it is, Matty. Brad, thank you very much. The Hawks coming off that big win last week. They take on the Bullets. As Pete and Leonard told you earlier, Casey Prather into that starting lineup with Harrison, Adele, Bateman and Cook. And for the Hawks, it's Days, Harvey, Trakel the third, Wani Swakala-Bullock and Sam Froling to get them going in the sandpit. This is going to be an intriguing clash.
Sure is. And I tell you what, I'm probably putting Keandre Cook or even Dengadell on Days. I think the way that Days has been moving, I think that's probably a matchup. Casey Prather, I don't mind in the starting lineup, but this is going to be fun. I'm looking forward to this one, Copes.
Absolutely. What do you think about the uniforms? There's a lot of talk about those red uniforms.
Oh, they're rolling with. They're supposed to be the Hoops Fest ones, but if you win, you just keep going. They're going to try and wear them all year.
It was like their DC uniforms last year as well. They just kept rolling the Hawkman uniforms. It worked for them, so why not keep going with it? They've won their last 5 here in the sandpit, the Hawks, at the back end of last season. And they're looking to get off to a winning start here in NBL25. Great to have you with us. First of a Friday night doubleheader in the Hungry Jacks NBL. And already some low numbers for Swakala-Bullock in attack mode. That'll come up empty, but it'll stay a Hawks ball. What are we looking for early from the Bullets?
Right there.
Yeah.
The defensive pressure, the way they had to catch the ball off the three-point line, getting up and in, not doing anything too physical, not being too overzealous, but just trying to set a tone with some physicality and some aggression. They did that. And then right here, Tyler Harrison showing on that ball screen.
Froling opens his account to start this game. That's going to be the challenge for them, isn't it? Managing those bigs for the Hawks, Copes.
Especially after how they played last week, Pete. You come into this next game with confidence and vigor, and then knowing the team you're playing against weren't that good, so you're going to come after them.
And I know Sam Froling made that, but again, if you're Justin Schuller, you'll be somewhat happy with that. There was a hard show, and then the rotations were there. Just happened to be the point guard was rotating onto Froling, but that was better.
Prather comes up short. Harvey with the rebound. Trakel, his first outing in front of his home fans, and he gets his first shot to go.
Tell you what, the rotations, the high pick and roll, that's something they have to continue to work on, because you got to remember, Illawarra was sitting back watching the game last week, so they know what to do. They know how to attack.
Callaghan gets time he's fouled as he goes to the hoop.
24, slip of the leg, run 2 for foul.
We talk about this, we spoke about this on NBL Overtime, Coach. We spoke about this on the pre-game show. Being in the right position, watch where Casey Prather is right on this drops here. He's way too close to Darius Days. and then you get just a little snake dribble and you freeze up, you get a wide open shot. You've got to be one step closer to the nail, which is the middle of the free throw line, and clog up the space.
Absolutely. And guess what? Let Days take that three. You step in, you slow that drive down. If they kick it out and Days makes it, then you live with that.
You're right, and exactly that, right? So you try and force that pass, you arrive on the catch, he shoots overhand. If he makes it, makes a couple, then you go a little 2 steps closer to him. You've got to help each other out defensively.
So the early watch on that Bullets defense, after such a disappointing first 3 quarters against the Breakers last week, found themselves 26 in the hole, 23 halfway through that final term. Dingadell gets the friendly roll.
He's good at that, coming off a screen. Wow. See, this is not good enough. This isn't the start they want. I would get a timeout straight away. Like I said last night, I'd get a timeout and go after my captain, whoever started, just to let these guys know we're not going to play that away.
Sanfroli won't see many easier ones than that. Adele across the lane, of course, spent a season with the Hawks. Bateman from outside, he had a rough start to life in Bullets colours in the regular season at least. He was terrific in the blitz.
I'm up, help.
And Kells fouled on the way through.
Credit to the Hawks, because they've come out and said, you know what, we saw what worked last week from the New Zealand Breakers. We're going to do the same thing. We're going to see if you've put the work in at practice this week. We're going to test this defense that broke down so much for 3 quarters last weekend in round 1. And right now they've got 7 points on the board and they missed 1 shot in the first couple of minutes.
Of course, there's a defense that was tested last week and now is without its best defensive player in Sam McDaniel.
Absolutely, and we spoke to Norton about that. Who takes that place? And like you said, Pete, they need the whole team right now.
Would you be tempted to start Mitch Norton?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
He can play the shooting guard essentially. Another turnover here. You think a timeout's coming soon, especially if this goes down.
Swaka Labulek. Give him something to think about early. We saw Brisbane have a really sloppy start last week. Can pray to get them going. That one's long. Harrison, much needed rebound and score inside.
And that's what we need from him. That's what you need from him. Offensive rebounds, protecting the glass, going back up aggressively.
Just the 26 rebounds last week for the Bullets. You contrast that to 53 for the Hawks, who absolutely monstered Cairns. Harvey with the left hand. Can't finish. Froling keeps it alive.
That's just way too easy, Pete. He's getting too deep in the lane off that high pick and roll. Somebody has to tag him. Somebody has to push him out. Make them beat you from outside.
Cook led Brisbane last week with 25. Has it poked away there. A little bit loose with it again, Brisbane. Swakala Bullock on the attack. He just glides in. And Justin Schuller wants to talk about it with his team.
They are doing nothing different. The Illawarra Hawks are playing the same drops defense as the Brisbane Bullets. There's that drops defense. Wani Swakala Bullock stays with it. Look at the drops from Sam Froling. He has a little swipe at it on the Amy replay. Tyler Harvey's in there in the right spacing. They get out and run. Dingadell's slow to step up and stop the ball. Easy 2 points.
So an early 9-point lead to the Hawks. It was a frustrating week for Brisbane coming off that loss. Keondre Cook spoke pre-game about how they dealt with that during the week.
He obviously used the word pathetic, which you never want to hear as a player or coach talking about the team. But what were the conversations amongst the guys? Was everybody trying to G themselves up in those moments?
Yes, everyone was still positive, had a lot of energy. It's just like a game of runs, frustration. We didn't play at the level we were supposed to. Started off really bad. Then the second half, well, in the fourth quarter, we played how we know we can play. So just a lot of frustration, but a lot of positivity and just getting back to the drum board, working and being ourselves.
So we're 3¼ minutes in, and this is almost a carbon copy of last week.
Absolutely. And look, in fairness, it's hard to play down in the Gong. Crowd's nice. The team's been playing great the last couple of years. So that's where you got to slow this thing down. Brisbane can't run with Wollongong. Slow it down, get it inside to the big fella, slow their pace so you can get back on the defensive end.
And the subs have been made. So Mitch Norton straight into the game for James Bateman. And Jared Bairstow, first big off the bench. He comes in for Keondre Cook.
Harvey pokes it away from Norton.
That might be a foul on Mitch Norton.
White eight.
Oh, wow. That it is, Pete.
Again, the pressure from Illawarra Hawks. They're feeding off this crowd right now.
So you're on the baseline, but right there.
Thoughts?
That's at home, bro. That's the right call at home.
There's a little bit in it. Not a lot.
So Trey Caldo inbounds. Curling into the lane. Swakala Bullock likes it from outside. And that one for him. So 3.5 minutes gone in this opening frame. Hawks by 9. Let's check in with Matt Russell.
Justin Schuller in that timeout wanted more intensity. He said it's nowhere where it needs to be to start this game. He was upset with their wing defence. He said, we're letting their rubbish offence lead to our rubbish defence. Brad Rosen, what about the Hawks as the Bullets get a much-needed bucket?
Yeah, Mitch Norton there. Copes was right. Justin Tatum very happy with the way they're going, and he just said, keep pushing. They can't stay with us. And more than anything else, get into on-balls. They can't control the on-ball, so keep fighting for it.
Oh, wow. This is on Tyler Harvey. Referee was right there. Might have got the early call, early physicality, and there was a... Maybe it was the retaliation. Well, Mayberry was right there.
And you know what, Pete? That's what they need, though. They need someone to be a hero.
The first 20 seconds.
Absolutely. They need a hero right now who's going to be up and in. So what if he gets a foul? I'm letting you know how it's going to go from now on. I'm going to get up and in and make you play on the offensive end.
Takeaway here for the Hawks again. Harvey, too easy.
Another foul on Norton.
And they're going for it, these two teams early. It's a chippy start.
White ball from the baseline. Guys, just be careful with the tackle. There's lots of tangling up by both in the first 3 or 4 minutes.
There's the turnover. I don't think it was a foul. I think they're just saying it was a bit of chippiness.
Hey, we love this.
But again, what Tyler Harvey's doing there, just getting all up in the face after a turnover and a score, that's what we talked about, Brisbane being able to set a tone. Keep your hands up, get right up in, try and be physical. Let everybody know that you're coming in with a different attacking mindset, especially defensively, from round one.
15-6, and another turnover for the Bullets. Harrison had 5 of them last week. Tyler Harvey has yet to shoot a 3 in this game, Copes. Lee inside. That won't go. Harrison secures the rebound. It's time to knuckle down for the Bullets.
6 turnovers for the Bullets in the first 5 minutes, 6 field goal attempts. That's their 7th field goal attempt, and no pass offense after turning it over multiple times. And no surprise, Justin Shuller's going straight back to the bench to get somebody else in.
Well, they had so many turnovers last week. The only problem was New Zealand had even more. Now they force a turnover. And Dowell has it taken away by Hickey. A great defensive play.
What a block by Hickey. Adele should have given that up straight away and then maybe get it back. That's a clean block, isn't it?
Spot on, Copes. Always give it to the smaller guard in a 2-on-1 when you get it that early like he did on the steal, and let him make the decision, because at the very last second he can always lob it up. I don't know too many people are going to throw lobs to Isaac White. He might be able to get down like that.
Harrison with the turnaround. That's smooth. Tyrell Harrison's got 4 points for the Bullets early on 2 of 2 shooting. Outside is Darius Days, who's really announcing himself in Hawks colours.
He's so tough, man. I mean, when they lost Gary Clark, I said there's no way they can replace a guy like that. I think they have.
Good finish there from Isaac White.
Gave him some real energy last week, Isaac White, when he came in late, so he's getting a little bit of early run from Justin Schuller.
And that's what he can do. I mean, I'd love to be on the bench of the Brisbane Bullets knowing you got to come in and play defense. Just come in, give them a spark, and good things will happen.
Coming off a big season in the NBL1 with Mackay. Interesting to hear Justin Schuller say in that press conference, of course, the pathetic comment was the attention grabber, but it was really the bench unit that got it done. The starters weren't getting it done. The bench unit gave him what he needed. It's not been a surprise to see them in action early here. What about the ball movement from the Hawks? And H.J. Lee doing what he does best.
21 points in the first 6 minutes. Gee, this Illawarra team's fun to watch.
But again, Brisbane You don't have to try to run with these guys. These guys have talent. They have offensive talent in every position. Just try to slow it down. Play your game.
So we have 3-3. I'll pass it long to you. Right there. There we go. And one.
4 minutes remaining in this opening frame. Joel Peterson, Leonard Copeland, Pete Hawley, Matt Russell and Brad Rosen with you. Lee swats it from White. Their defence has been stifling early, the Hawks.
Playing both ends at just a different level of intensity and aggression in this opening 6 minutes.
They have a strong belief, don't they? I mean,
100%.
Yeah, we heard it from Tatum today about how they're the second best team or top 2 team in this league, but the players play like that.
As you can see, it's been an efficient start on the offensive end for the Hawks. Olbrich, who was one of the big shining lights out of last week. Trey Kell swooping to the hoop and finishing in style.
They're 9 of 14 from the field for 23 points in 6.5 minutes. They're getting whatever they want.
It's all too easy for Illawarra at the moment. Cook snaking his way inside. Can't get the tough finish to go.
Well, we even get the shot off in the end. Oh, you got to get a hand there.
Here's Lee. You know the rest.
Got to get a hand to that man.
Oh, Lee for 3.
And in the background, you hear Tatum saying, move it, move it. They want to keep that ball swinging from side to side, make these guys play defense.
13-point lead's a new game high for the Hawks. Norton answers the run. Big hit from the skipper. Just to try and stop some of the momentum, some of the energy and vigour this Hawks team has come out with. Cal steps back. They can't miss.
It's like a swarm of bees.
But that's the way they play.
That's right.
They get substitutions through. Everybody comes in and they're just playing at this super high level. You know if the starters are flat, then a substitution to bring in either Lee or Hickey is going to raise things, even Lockie Olbrich. There is just no lulls throughout this entire roster.
Cal's got 9 on 3 of 3 shooting. Jung Lee's got 6, so too is Froling in the early going. Mitch Norton leads the Bullets with 5 points so far, and here's Rocco Zakarski at the line. We spoke about him pre-game. Only played the 6 minutes last week, and just being able to try and find his role defensively, Copes.
Absolutely. And I said it in the pregame show, he's going to be great one day. Let's not put too much pressure on him, though. I know we want to get him to the NBA as soon as possible. Imagine him playing for the Boomers and playing in the NBA. Give him some time, let him develop his game, and he's getting better game by game, and he'll be good for you.
Oh, Trey Kell's on one. He's tough. Trey Kell is on one. Double figures already, 11 points, 4 of 4. He's hidden everything. Step back, long twos, taking the contact.
Lead back to 13, and he's got the deflection at the other end. Hickey almost came up with the loose ball. 4 now for Cook. Got it. Keandre Cook nails the 3. Hit 5 of them last week.
Absolutely. Backcourt. Try to get it over.
Well, the Hawks last season had the highest first quarter. So they scored 38 last year against the Wildcats.
Have a sip, please.
The highest opening scoring first term. We got 30 in this one with 90 seconds to go.
Front court only.
There's something special about this Illawarra group, Copes.
Absolutely.
Ready?
Yeah, you know what it is? It's the belief. When you know.
Another giveaway from the Bullets. Hickey to the other end. He's fouled.
7 turnovers in the opening quarter. Ideally, you want no more than... You're going to have turnovers in a game. It's very rare for you to get single digits, but if you can stay around 10 to 12, maybe 14 max, that's probably
Per game, yes.
Per
Yes,
game.
yes.
They've got 7 already. And a lot of them are careless turnovers. They're just handing the ball to the Hawks.
It's that swarming defense that the Hawks are playing. But you're right, Pete. Not even, I mean, it's the guys coming up the bench playing just as hard as the guys on the floor.
So as a coach, if you're Justin Schuller, what can you do about that?
I keep saying it. I say slow the pace. Try to slow the pace. You don't have to run. Yeah, you don't have to run down the court because Illawarra are running down the court. Walk it down, get a good shot every time, and then that gives you an opportunity to put on a press.
Give up an offensive rebound on a free throw is not going to make Coach happy either.
You were saying earlier, Coach, you don't want to make it a shootout. And that's what it is so far.
Oh, he is
even
on
the bank's
fire.
open.
Oh, wow, Pete. He's on fire.
I mean, that's disgusting, but he didn't call that.
He'll take it.
He absolutely will. 14 points in the first quarter.
This is outrageous from Trey Calondabu in front of his new home fans. Bateman from outside nails it.
They've done just enough to hang around still. This could have been really ugly in the first quarter, but they've done enough to put up 23 themselves. But they need to finish with back-to-back stops.
Got a feeling where I know this possession might end. With this man. He's going to float it home, rolling with the tip in.
Even then, you finally get Trey Kell to miss one. That's why Rocco's just got to crack down and just get Sam Froling out of there. 3-0 boards already for the Hawks.
Falling touch, good.
That's just way too many points, Pete. 36 points for a team who struggled last week on defense.
They're going to have another possession too.
Oh, yeah. I mean, we talked about what the week was like, and Norton said it wasn't great, or it was great, but the coaches had their say.
Here is Norton.
He's been tough.
So he's getting it done.
He's been tough.
So the captain's trying to put them on his back early.
Clear.
I'd give it to Trey Kell and get out of the way.
Can they get over that 38-point mark, the highest scoring first quarter of all of last season? Here is Cal falling away.
Wow.
Trey Kell is giving them hell. 13-point Hawks lead at quarter time. What a showcase this has been. One in the books. The Hawks 38, the Bullets 25.
Look, here's my boy Tyrell Sines from the Dragons. Fullback from the Dragons.
What a first quarter at home by the Illawarra Hawks. They've piled on 38 points, 16 of them by Trey Kill. As a result, the Brisbane coach, Justin Schuller, has just erupted at his team. An unbelievable spray as he shouted from the start of the quarter-time break to the end, eyeing his players, demanding better. Brad Rosen, were the Hawks as happy as the Brisbane Bullets were upset?
Jason Tatum was extremely happy with the way they're playing, but he was composed. He just said, keep going. I want the energy. Pick up full court and keep going and get them in a middle pick and roll. They can't guard it.
There you have it. So Justin Tatum has basically said, we just watched the first 3 quarters last week where the Breakers picked them apart in a middle pick and roll. The NBL is a pick and roll dominant league.
Yes, it is.
If you can't defend that, it's going to be a long season. There's plenty of things they can fix, and as we said, a lot of it is effort related and position related. But I've gone in the archives, Joel. 39 is the highest first quarter score in the entire 40-minute era. 2 teams have done that, and then it's 38 that the Hawks put up last year and this year.
It's pretty impressive stuff.
So basically, you're telling me Brisbane's defense is no good. Is that what you're saying, Joe?
I don't think no good is strong enough.
Right.
I think we might need a bit more than no good to describe the way the Bullets are playing at the moment. We might need to go into the Justin Schuller vernacular to see what he can come up with at some point. And a turnover there.
Turnover number 8.
And that's a problem, Pete. When you got that many turnovers and you're trying to play fast, surely somebody has to think, let's slow this thing down.
I like this here, just something different. Get up and in. Just show a little bit of pressure, because that's what they did in the 4th quarter against New Zealand. They said, you know what, we're down 26. Let's just ramp up the pressure. They forced 6 turnovers and put up 35 points themselves.
And he lost by 4 in the end of that one. 4 on the shot clock now. 3 days outside. Got it.
He's tough. Man, he's tough. He's solid.
They are red hot, this Hawks team.
And that's what hurts if you're a Bullets player and fan, because that actually was defended pretty well. Everybody rotated. They had a really hard show on the ball screen. They forced the ball back and nearly get another turnover. So here's the Amy replay. So that's the high show, and then Casey Prather rotates out. James Bateman across and just a little slow, but again, you're arriving on the catch with the hand up. Just a better shot from Days. And again, because they've hit so many, they hit 5 threes already, they're already feeling good about themselves. Makes that tough.
5-7, the Hawks. Olbrich skies for the rebound. South Australian product having such an impressive start to his season. He's tried to fling that at the hoop, and Days got it to work.
He's aggressive. He's very aggressive. He's big. He's strong. He can shoot the 3.
Looks like he should be playing defensive tackle, Copes.
Yeah, I didn't realize how big he was. I seen him in Perth and went, wait, is that the guy that replaced Gary Clark? Somebody's in trouble.
Right there, so he gets in and underneath Casey Prather.
That's surprisingly just his first rebound of the game, but he's got 8 points on 3 of 3 shooting.
We might have been bamboozled here. Josh Bannon, they said he's clear to go.
Might have diddled us.
He hasn't been put in the game just yet. You think with how they're getting in and under on the glass like that, especially the offensive glass. You can see him at the back of the bench on the bike. Hopefully we do see him sooner rather than later, because don't underestimate the difference he'll make to this squad. He's not going to fix all their issues, but he's going to help.
Well, he needs to ride on the court then, doesn't he? Come on that court and give me a hand, brother.
Like Casey Prather at various times last year, just seemed to spend a lot of time on the bike, out the back. 43-27, 2 minutes gone in this second term. This has been an exhibition by the Hawks. Harvey wants to keep it rolling. Oh. And you just think everything's going to go down at the moment for them.
Well, that was a zone defense. As Casey Prather, it's a bit more aggressive. And Harrison, that's a grown man move.
That's a grown man move.
And the coach will be wanting more of it. They force the turnover as well. Cook goes upstairs. Hickey got a piece of it. He doesn't like the call.
He's adamant that it was all ball, too.
Now, he had one of these last year where he got all arm, he got all wrist, but Justin Tatum said, I'm riding with my guy, Copes.
Absolutely. He's adamant, though. You see how he jumped up and down. Now, if he's wrong on this one,
he's done.
Bro, get in the car and go on home. Time to go home, bro.
So 43-29. 2:20 played in this second term. We've got a coach's challenge on the call.
Now, these are the tough ones, Joel, because in the moment you're hyped up, you meet someone at the rim, you might just get a little bit of risk that when they break it down frame by frame, it's going to be a foul. Oh, no.
So Davo Hickey coming weak side. Here it is.
Oh, that's all ball.
Oh, that's ball.
That's all ball, bro. That's all ball.
What a block.
Davo Hickey's not getting in the car.
He's not getting in the car, bro. He's back on the court. That's all ball.
He's getting chauffeur driven.
Give me that.
Oh, that is tough.
Yes, sir.
So the Amy coach's challenge is successful. And Davo Hickey keeps his place in the good books of Justin Tatum.
He was adamant, though, wasn't he, when he came off of that play? Says, come on now.
14-point lead to the Hawks. Scott Butler in the replay centre. Looked pretty clear cut in the end, Scott.
Yeah, it was, guys. When you look at the play from various angles, you see that the defender Hickey gets the ball clearly first, and then there's some incidental contact after that, but that's a clear block shot. It's a really good challenge.
Yes.
The incidental contact after is what we want to see let go, right? That's exactly how, in the heat of the moment, because he gets all ball first and you get a little bit of arm after maybe the slightest bit, we want to see those plays. We want to see athletes meet him in the rim. Hickey's blocking Copes on a break like that.
No, sir. Hickey gets dunked on, and then he's in the car.
Prather's fouled by Peatling on this occasion. Great to have the inside of Scott Butler to explain that one. 43-29, Hawks over the Bullets, 7:32 remaining. Of course, first of a doubleheader tonight, Perth and Sydney coming your way from out west. A little bit later on this evening, 9:30 Eastern at RAC Arena.
For as poor as Brisbane's defence have been in the first 12 minutes, they're still around. Yeah, they're still hanging around. This time last week, in the second quarter against New Zealand, it blew out to 20, and they were forever chasing their tail. So these next 2.5 minutes are crucial.
Prather sinks a couple for the Bullets. Matty, was Justin Schuler's latest huddle a little bit less explosive?
Far more composed, Joel. I don't know whether he'll stay that way. He will if they get turnovers like this repeatedly. And that's what he said in the timeout. He said, stop, score, stop, score. We're winning this game by chipping away for the rest of it.
He did it last week. Keandre Cook does more than just chip away at it. He takes a big swing.
That's what he can do. Hit 5 threes last week, 5 of 9. His last 2 seasons as a pro overseas, 45% from 3.
No good for Hickey. Harrison comes up with the rebounds. He's been active in that part of the game. 5 already. We go with his 6 points.
Where's Kel?
Harrison underneath. Prather, not quite, but Harrison tips it home.
Wow.
And now Justin Tatum wants to talk it over.
Right back in this, Pete. Right back in this.
That's all it takes. Last couple of minutes, they've been really good. Defensively, they've just been sound, and offensively, they made them pay. Here's Casey Prather. Willing and dealing and found Keandre Cook. Tyler Harvey fell asleep defensively. And this one right here, a little dump-off pass. And Harrison with his 6th rebound.
Now it is Hungry Jack's round in the NBL this round. The one thing no player wants to do is give away burgers at the free throw line.
Absolutely.
Who's going to give away the most cheeseburgers this year?
The most this season?
That is tough.
I don't want to start problems with the league. Will Magnay, just for fun. Will Magnay. Shout out, Will. Ty gave him out the most, right? Did Ty give out the most ones in New Zealand? That's good ball knowledge if you know Ty Webster on the street throws.
Yeah, I would say Hodgie, but he's not around. Shout out Hodgie as well. Shout out Hodgie. No, Dane Pinot. I love you, Dane, but come on, man. You've given up a lot of cheeseburgers.
Oh, yeah. I mean, of course, I'm a terrible free throw shooter.
I hit the announcer. Oh, guys, don't forget we got burgers on the line. I was like, what? That's like a lot more pressure now. So the second one, I'm like, no, I'm not giving y'all no burger.
I hope I don't give people free burgers.
Hungry Jacks. Hungry Jacks. Yeah, I love that one.
The hot right top. The hot right top now.
So Hungry Jack's round in the NBL. Hawks by 7. Brad Rosen, what do you got?
Well, Justin Tatum, he called a timeout and he let rip in that one. He called the guys off and said, I want the starters back. Not happy at all. You've had their run, you've let Brisbane have their run, now they're going to get back to what their stance is, and that's the goal. Get the ball in Trey Kell's hand, let's go to work, and then they're going to look for Darius Days in the block. Matty, Brisbane?
Justin Schuller's mood improves with every time out. He loves his side's defensive movement at the moment. Says, let's keep that going to half-time, Joel.
Thank you, Matty. Thank you, Brad. A much improved second quarter from the Bullets, and at least it's come a little bit earlier than we saw last week, Copes.
Absolutely it has. And look, the good thing is they stopped turning the ball over. They're getting good shots and moving that ball around. And Tatum wasn't happy with that second 5, so he's got his starters back on the floor.
Trey Kell just comes back out immediately, scores another 2. 18 points for Trey Kell on 6 of 8 shooting.
But even if they hit a couple of tough shots here, the Hawks, that's where if you're the Bullets, you can't be deflated. You've made this run, you've turned things around. Just stay the course now. That's a good knockdown from Dengadell. They just a couple of passes and broke that zone down. I don't think I want to see the Illawarra Hawks play too much for 3-2 zone. They've got way too many good perimeter defenders.
Now Brisbane in the zone.
So the lead was as many as 18 earlier in the term. And the big 3 from Lani Swakala-Bullock.
Well, Brisbane Bullets in his zone. That's Justin Schuller's point. That's like plan E. He wouldn't have wanted to bring that out because you want to put the onus on the players to be able to have that pride one-on-one to fix everything.
Here, Tatum on the sideline, instructing his players. Froling to his right hand. Tough finish, Sam Froling.
Right shoulder, left hand. He's always going back to that, Joel. Always going back to his trusty left. He's in a double figures now. Hasn't missed a shot. 10 points, 5 and 5. They're 65% from the field, 67% from the 3.
They have been scorching. Cook from outside rattles another one home.
He's tough.
2 of 2 from downtown, Keondre Cook. 8 points on 3 of 5 shooting for him. Of course, he and Bateman have known each other for a long time, recruited each other to Brisbane. Here they are connecting in the open court, and Cook hammers it home.
You see their defense changing. They were in man-to-man there. Everybody was clogging up space. If you can shrink the floor, good things happen.
Lead back to 7. Days on the post, likes to match up against Cook. Why not? If you're going to finish like that.
He actually came out here when he caught it.
He's tough. He's tough. And I'm surprised they don't go to him again down low because he's so big and so strong. Nobody out there can guard him.
And 1. And 2.
Cook, Norton, Adele, Prather, Harrison, the 5 for Brisbane. Days, Harvey, Lee, Kell, Froling, the 5 for the home team. 4:12 remaining.
Wow, he's feeling
it's a tough hit. So another goes down. Keondre Cook is 3 of 3 from outside. The lead's back to 6.
The last one was just a foot on the line. But he is feeling it.
Kell drops the shoulder in to Adele. Trey Kell can't get the roll. Froling can't tip it home.
Mr. Bunny.
Nice ball movement from the Bullets, and Harrison finishes it off.
We've got a 4-point ball game. Those 2.5 minutes are going to be crucial, and the Bullets are taking advantage of it.
Man, these games this year just killing me, Joel.
Lee from outside is fouled. H.J. Lee will step to the line.
The contact is marginal, you jump. Subs both ways.
It's just the last thing that Justin Schuller would have wanted. You've gone on this run. Things are looking really, really strong in this second quarter. They've only got 14 points in this first 6.5 minutes. And you foul a knockdown shooter on the 3, let him go to the line.
2 or 3.
You can get the latest breaking news direct to your device. Check out live scores, track your favourite players' Supercoach numbers, latest podcast, video content, all via the free NBL app. Download it in the App Store or Google Play, nbl.com.au/app. All the latest, including some of our man Pete Hawley's finest work every week. You can catch there.
Is it QR code? It's as easy as you like. You got a QR? Does your phone accept a QR code?
Yes, sir. Why? You think I got an old phone?
Oh, I've just asked.
You see my phone? What do you think I got?
Nokia 3315?
A flip phone or something?
I was going
the
back.
dial up?
I was going back.
The dial up.
Putting the fingers in the numbers.
Lee nails all three at the line. 55-48. Of course, the Hawks with a big win over Cairns last week. First of a doubleheader for them. They play Sydney on Sunday. Brisbane's next outing is their first game at Boondall, their new venue at the Brisbane Entertainment Centre against the Sydney Kings. Low numbers here. Norton stepping back and hitting Mitch Norton. He's been big in this first half into double digits.
He's been huge. 10 points, 2 of 2 from 3. They're yet to turn the ball over in this quarter. They nearly had it there. They managed to get it back. Norton hits it with the shot clock expiring.
The extra pass from the Hawks. Harvey with that patented floater. The Bullets have charged their way back into the ball game. 26 points to 19. After trailing by as many as 18 earlier in the term. Dell's pass may be a bit fortunate to find Norton. Doesn't quite get the roll. Looked like it was halfway down. And a foul called underneath.
Too big. Sikorsky gets 2 offensive rebounds in the same possession.
Tatum's not happy.
Foul called underneath by Shannon Jennings, who's on debut as part of our refereeing crew tonight. Along with Nico Fernandez and Vaughan Mabry. Great to have another up-and-coming referee coming through the NBL system.
Justin has to be a little bit disappointed. Justin Tatum has to be a little bit disappointed in the way they played the second quarter, considering how they came out in that first.
No doubt. Give a lot of credit to the Bullets for the way they've turned it up defensively. You knew they were going to make a run.
Albrecht, beautiful move underneath. What do you think would disappoint him most about how they've gone about it?
Just by taking the foot off the gas. I mean, Brisbane have settled it down. They're not trying to run down the court like we spoke about earlier. They've settled it down. They're getting a good shot every time down the floor. And then they're doing some pressing themselves. They're getting up and in on the defensive end.
Harvey has it poked loose. Norton dives on the loose ball. Good hustle from the Bullets. Cook can't finish. Live ball.
What hustle from Jared Bairstow.
Terrific to get a hand on it out to White. Can he make a move? Here is Bairstow. His hard work rewarded with a trip to the line.
You'll love to see it. And again, when Justin Schuller reviews this tape, it's going to frustrate him because he's going to be thinking, where was this in the first 10 minutes? This is a different team.
But they're getting better, though. I mean, last week, it took them 3.5 quarters to get to this level. This week, it only took a quarter for them to start picking it up. And it shows progress. I mean, obviously, they've had a tough week at training. But they seem to find their feet now. They seem to be able to negate these leads. No Hungry Jacks for the boys. A little bit disappointed.
Gee, it was close.
Isn't the Hungry Jacks round? It's like that? Oh, that might be a charge.
It will be.
Jared Bairstow's making things happen. This is why Schuller wanted him on the roster. They're winning plays.
That's what he said last week pre-game, isn't it? You know, he's not going to be the kind of guy that jumps off the box score, but during training, in these kind of moments, he'll give you exactly what you need.
Ooh.
You all sold?
Put a little mayonnaise on that one, bro.
So Bairstow out there with Norton, Cook, Isaac White and Terrell Harrison to close this first half for the Bullets. They trailed big 43-25 at the start of this term. They've got it back to 5 points. Harrison with strength and some finesse.
Playing with confidence now, 3 players into double figures.
Leads back to 3 for the Hawks. Cal has it ripped away by the big man. What can he do with it? He finds Cook, cutting to the hoop. It's a 1-point game.
And I like this from Justin Tatum. He's calling a timeout with 40 seconds to go. He doesn't want to wait till halftime. He's Harrison on the break, finds Cook, his second dunk of the quarter. What's going on, Copes?
Well, you got to take your hat off to the Brisbane Bullets, because they've stayed in this game. They kept their head. Come down. They got that belief now.
Like the defensive effort on the back end. This is us. I'm being up 16. They're only up about 2 or 3 points right now. Selfish BS on this end. We got to turn it up. 2 fouls or not, we sprint back. Anything. We got to toughen up on this end. Right now, we'll go Celtic. We'll go Celtic. Stay in this corner, Lee. I got a handoff between Tyler first, Trey, and Darius. Stay in this corner. Stay short corner, Lucky. All right, if you can turn this corner, go ahead. Darius, and we can feed you. You got to be quick with it. We can get a 2 for 1.
Either Darius or Tyler, stay right here. One of you two, because they're going to hit me, bro. One of you two is going to be open.
Make it happen. All this shit I don't care about. Down here, you're giving up on the defensive end. Let's go, man. Defense.
Great to listen in to Justin Tatum at the Tangerine timeout.
Strong message saying we got to get better on the defensive end.
They've also now got more turnovers in this game than the Bullets. Wow. The Bullets have not turned it over in this quarter. They've still got 8. The Illawarra Hawks just coughed up their 9th turnover. And that's why we have a 1-point ball game. Now, Justin Tatum also said they want a quick 2 for 1. So they want to get a quick shot, but also a good shot, so they can guarantee 2 bites at it before halftime.
Sounded like it was going to be one of Harvey or Days who they were looking for.
Taking too long.
Wow. Cowell makes his move. Can't connect. Days rips it down and then loses it.
I can't see it. I can't see it.
That's clearly Brisbane ball. They've called a jump ball. Hawks going to be lucky and they're going to keep that. I thought that was clearly off Darius Days.
Sounded like the officials didn't have a great look at it.
Time out, Brisbane.
Yeah, he's just absolutely dropped it. This could be challenged.
Let's go. Let's go.
So we're not going to get the timeout.
So Hawks ball, 12 on the shot clock. Foul underneath.
Right, 2, hold.
Shane Lee's come up a little bit ginger, but he's okay.
Would you challenge that, Coach?
Oh, I don't think
everyone's got the assistant coaches quickly checking it.
And 1.
So take 2 for the Hawks. Lee thought about taking 3. Tays flings it. Can't get it to go, and the Bullets will get the last look.
They might go into halftime with the lead.
Can you believe that?
They have lost 23 straight when they have trailed at halftime, the Brisbane Bullets. They trailed by 18 earlier in the term, and Norton's put him on his back, and he's pulled them into the lead going toward halftime.
There's still going to be some time left on the clock. Mitch Norton getting a jump ball, which means it's probably Brisbane ball because of that last one.
Yes, because we have a travel on the same time, so yes. I call it the jump ball.
Can you believe these Brisbane Bullets on that second quarter run?
So they trailed 43 to 25. They now lead 60 to 59.
I'd hate to be a fly on the wall in that locker room with the Hawks.
What an incredible turnaround in the space of 10 minutes of game time for the Brisbane Bullets.
0.5, please. 0.5.
There you see it, 21 to 35.
You can have a chance here, Joel. 0.5 on the clock, which means you've got enough time to catch and shoot.
They've scored 35 of the past 51 points.
Justin Schuler's going to draw something up, as you would. You've got the ball back thanks to some Mitch Norton brilliance. You've got time for a catch and shoot. And you know what, if I'm Justin Schuler, I'm putting Rocco in and Tyrell Harrison.
And just throw it up there.
No, to act as though you're going to throw it up there. And you're going to run some misdirection, have Keandre Cook coming off. Everyone thinks it's going to go to him, and Isaac White's going to pop up and knock down a three.
All righty.
They're not going to do that, but that's what I'll do.
Let's listen to what he's got.
As you go over, you're coming to the ball, straight. Go set the screen. There, you're to the corner. We're looking at the lob to the rim. That's all we've got is try on the lob dunk. All right? Hoping there's a switch there, we go for it. Peanuts to call. Everyone got it? Yep. Make sure we get that done. Hey, go for it. All right, go for it. Make sure we get this. Here we go. 1, 2, 3.
From a man who absolutely eviscerated his team at quarter time to a man who would sit there at halftime being pretty happy with what they delivered. It's been a huge turnaround for Justin Schuller and his Bullets.
And as soon as he put this guy in, Norton changed the way they played. He started playing defense. He got up and in. He got a couple of steals. But offensively, he's been fantastic.
So look for the lob. Harrison's going to pop the three. Almost gets the roll. Tyrell Harrison. And at half-time, the Brisbane Bullets lead, having trailed 43-25. They've scored 35 of the next 51 points in the game. They lead 60-59. And let's get down to Brad Rosen.
Yeah, I got Darius here. Darius, a great first quarter, but gave up too many points in the second. What went wrong?
You just got to execute. That's all it is. Nothing more.
It looks like in the first quarter you were getting an on-ball, you were getting whatever you wanted. Is that what you're going to get back to in the second half?
You just got to execute.
Thanks so much. Have a good half. Matty, over to you.
Andre Cook, what a remarkable turnaround. 35-21, you win the second quarter. How did you do it?
Just getting the flow, not making mistakes early like we did. We came out slow, we picked it up. We got to the level we wanted to play at, playing together, communicating, and our energy level went up in the second quarter.
Good luck keeping it going.
Thank you.
At halftime, the Brisbane Bullets have fought back to have the lead. It is 60-59. We will try and make sense of a crazy, crazy game in the Gong at halftime right after this.
once kind of free agency started, JT was very quick to reach out. And, from a player's aspect, you always want to go where you're wanted. And he made it very clear that, I was a top priority for them.
Kel drives and dunks! Look out!
That meant a lot. Obviously having different options, but I just feel like that was something you couldn't necessarily turn down, and being in a great league, in a great city, and just how they finished the year as well. Just trying to join along and try to get them over that hump. Coming in, obviously, as a new guy, JT was just emphasizing how the chemistry on the team was just, some of the rarest he's seen. And, I kind of get an idea. And we all like each other. We all get along. We all give each other a hard time. And it's just, it makes, coming in every day, work, getting to practice, it makes it a lot easier. I'm not trying to disrespect him, but he's almost like, you feel like he's like one of your homies. Like, obviously, still the coach, still the leader of the ship, and we listen to him and everything, but he just feels like one of the homies. Like, can talk to him about whatever. He keeps it real. He'll joke around with you. He knows when to lock us in and get serious, and he also does a great job of making sure it's like, we play basketball for a living, let's enjoy it.
Hard to believe that Trey Kell, who has 18 points to half-time, might be feeling a little flat at half-time because his side won the first quarter 38-25. The Brisbane Bullets have bounced back to win the second quarter 35-21. So if you struggle with your maths, that means that Brisbane have the lead at half-time. Brad Rosen, we'll get into the Hungry Jacks half-time highlights. I'll ask you to make sense of the game, big picture at the end. But firstly, Trey Kell, what did you make of him, especially in the first quarter?
Hasn't it been a tale of two quarters? Trey Kell looked fantastic in the first quarter. Everything was coming off on balls. He was getting in the seams. If they helped, he passed. If they didn't, he shot. Then he's hitting threes off backboards, and he's having a great game. He was brilliant, and that's exactly what they needed. But unfortunately, in the second quarter, then it was Brisbane's turn. A lot of turnovers from Brisbane, but on the back of Trey Kell, great first quarter.
He shot 1 of 8 in game 1 of the season, far more efficient today. As we have a look at the Blackmores shot chart, not just for Trey Kell, also Keandre Cook, who stepped up big time in the second quarter with great efficiency.
Yeah, like I said, it was both tails, and Keandre Cook was great. Look at those threes, and look at how he's been able to get it done. And they needed that because they weren't dropping shots down there. Now, we spoke before the game about points in the paint. Brisbane have 24. By being able to establish those points in the paint, it then enables Cook to get out, have a second or two longer on the three-point line. Now he drops them. He looked great.
You were big pre-game, Brad, making points in the paint a real focus for Brisbane. You just touched on it. Tell us last week's numbers compared to what they have to halftime tonight.
Well, you're right, Matty. You look at all of this and you look at Trey Kell. He's been able to work in there, but the points in the paints from Brisbane was non-existent in the first half because they had to defend like this. Trey Kell was doing everything he wanted, and it was all coming off on balls, and they couldn't stop him. But then they started to get going, Brisbane, and look at this one off the backboard. I can tell you, he even looked at the coach and said, I can't believe that dropped as well. But he was great. For Brisbane, because of that points in the paint, and like you said, that was able to be able to get it inside, establish that. Last week, they had 28 points in the paint, where in games they were winning was 50-60. Tonight, like I said, already 24. Big difference for Brisbane.
Let's have a look at some highlights from Keandre Cook. As we do so, Brad, I'll ask you, who needs to step up around Keandre?
Well, he can carry them. He's that good. I really like what he's doing. But what I love is Mitch Norton being able to knock those shots down a little bit. The on-balls, and I keep harping on it, being in the middle and being able to get a presence inside opens it up for a guy like him. But we've also got to give credit to Brisbane's defence. They hummed it up, they got it going, and that enabled him to go to work. And I heard Peter Hooley as well say, no turnovers that quarter. That's huge when you take care of the ball.
So the Hawks win the first quarter by 13, and then the Bullets win the second quarter by 14. You don't normally see that sort of swing. Can you make sense of those first two quarters?
No, and both coaches will be unhappy and happy, like I said. So they'll go in there and they've got a lot to work with. Right now, they'll both be saying, it's 0-0, let's get going in this second half.
I saw the Brisbane coach nearly explode at quarter time, yet walk to the halftime break with a smile on his face. It's that sort of game. Can Lockie Olbrich and the Hawks steady and go on with the job in the second half, or do Brisbane make this 1 point lead a much bigger advantage from here? We'll break and come back to the Wynn Entertainment Centre in Wollongong.
It was a day of play, shooting and slam dunking for fun. It was game on for the young and young at heart. Super Grader with Greater Bank and the Illawarra Hawks. Greater Bank and the Illawarra Hawks. We've got your back.
The chance to shoot their way to victory, and maybe they can drive home in a brand new Hyundai Kona from the City Motors Group at the end of the set.
That's right, Christian. Throughout NBL25, two contestants will face off at each home game. The winner from each contest will go into a ladder to shoot one big halfway shot at the final home game of the season. And if they make it, they're going to walk away with a brand new vehicle from City Motors Group.
But that's not all, Bez. Every contestant tonight has the chance to win $500 in cold, hard cash by hitting the money shot. It's one shot, one chance, $500, and 10 points towards their score.
All right, let's break it down for you guys. So, each contestant...
What a first half in the sandpit. Wild swings. And what a first half for that man, Justin Schuller, who was down by 18 at the start of the second quarter. The Brisbane Bullets are looking around going, what on earth is going on? And then they turned it on to end that second quarter. They lead at halftime by 62-59. Joel Peterson, Leonard Copeland, Pete Hawley, Brad Rosen, Matt Russell with you. And Joe Healy is courtside with an update on Josh Bannon. Joe.
Yeah, very quickly, just out of the Bullets, we obviously haven't seen Josh Bannon out on the court yet. I spoke to Justin Schuller at halftime and asked him if they'll use him in the second or if they'll continue to sit him. He said, if we need him, he'll be out there.
Well, thanks, Joe. Look, Joel, if they didn't need him when they're down 18, I don't know if we're going to see him. If down 18 is not enough to need one of your better players, we're probably not going to see him.
It's going to have to be a very specific situation for Josh Bannon tonight, you'd imagine.
They need just a one right-handed something so he doesn't have to use his left.
So the Bullets by one. After all that in what we saw in that first half, Trey Kell's 18 points, a lead of 18 points for the Hawks. And immediately they forced the turnover. So they didn't turn it over at all in that second quarter, the Brisbane Bullets. And notably, Copes, they started with Leonard Copeland out there in this second half.
Norton, you mean?
Yes.
As much as I'd love to play, Joe.
Yeah.
Yeah. Norton, and so he should have, because he's come out and triggered the defensive side of things for them. And he's knocked down some shots as well, Joe. He's been very efficient and playing the way Justin Schuller wants him to play.
Dang it, hell, go easy on me. Well, you'd be better for that, Joel. They've started on fire. That's exactly the way they wanted to start. And it's James Bateman, who's got 3 points again, really struggled in the first half.
Froling snake his way through. Nice move from Big Sam. I'll have you out there before the end of the game at some point, Pauls. You and Copes will be playing for either team.
Well, you missed my Adele zinger, and normally you're pretty good with that.
I'm not a big Adele fan. Well, maybe you went too far into the back catalogue instead of B-side action. Harrison can't hit.
And Illawarra have to get back to pushing the ball down the court, protecting the ball, not turning it over. And then once they score, they got to scramble. They got to get up and in, cause turnovers for Brisbane to get this thing back to where it should be, or where it was from in the first half.
Rolling underneath. Can't finish it off. Would you have been making changes at halftime if you were Justin Tatum, like wholesale changes?
No, I think you're rolling with your guys. You know this is going to be a starting unit, but this has been a really good start here again from the Bullets. Good finish there from Casey Prather. But I also want to see, they're going to have to grind it out in the half court. What sets are they going to run? Because even last week against Cairns, they like to play up, play really quick. Good knockdown for Swackle, a bullet there. But when they really have to slow it down, what are they going to run? Are they going to feed Sam Froling and Darius Days? Or do they get kind of lost in the half court?
For me, I go with Days, because I don't see anybody out there that can guard him.
White, 24, grab.
And here's your Amy replay. Kells kicks it to Swagler Bullock in the corner. Nothing but the bottom of the net, Pete.
Feet set in the corner. Swagler Bullock, 3-and-D player. Likes to spot up in those corners. There's Mitch Norton again. It might not look like much, but now that Tyler Harvey eventually gets it over, they have to start their offensive set with 10 seconds on the shot clock from Mitch Norton's deflection.
And that makes a huge difference, because now you got to rush and try to get a shot, and it's not a great shot, Pete.
Tyrell Harrison swats that one out of play.
Going to wipe some sweat here.
Hawks will keep it.
Red ball.
Mitch Norton has done this throughout his entire 344th game career.
Do you think he'll get to 500, Pete?
I think he will. I think he will. Stays fit and healthy, looks after his body, and he's just one of those trust glue guys.
Oh, great defense from Adele, and he is hyped.
Those are the clips right there, that pride in the one-on-one. It started that same possession with the Norton deflection.
And one.
Justin Schuller will cut that up, and the way it finished and be like, this is us. This is our identity.
Yep.
They were high on what they could provide at the defensive end, the Brisbane Bullets. Opening quarter of 38 points for the Hawks. Since then, just 26. So it's been more like what they would have wanted as Harvey just goes straight bulldozer on DeAndre Cook, who wasn't in position.
White, one, block.
Do you think the way that they have played defense since quarter time is more what they would have expected the Bullets, Copes?
Absolutely. And that's what Justin Schuller spoke about. And that's why he was so frustrated last week. I mean, in the preseason, yes, you can't judge every game, but they were more aggressive, more active on defense. And it showed, and it helped their offense. So that's why he was so disappointed last week when they didn't show up.
And the next part of that is they need to be able to come out and do that without being down double digits. That shouldn't have to be a spray from Justin Schuller at three-quarter time last week and quarter time this week for them to flick it on. And maybe that does come with eventual starting lineup changes. That's normally what happens.
Here's Bateman back out there for the Bullets with White, Adele, Prather and Harrison. Almost walked and he just straight gave it up.
He's in his head right now, James Bateman. Not really on the front foot whatsoever. You understand that with being benched to start this third quarter.
Froling sees the runway and he's cleared to go all the way in.
Just quietly going about his business, Copes. He was 14 points. He's got 3 rebounds.
Cal with 20 to lead all scorers for the Hawks. Cook's got 15 for the Bullets. Isaac White, that's really nice. And if he can find more of that, he could be a real asset for Justin Schuller.
White. The hog.
He's 9 of 43 last season, Isaac White.
He's a lot better than that.
Absolutely he is. That man, he's plenty good at that. Darius Days with another big hit.
They got to play through him.
That jump shot's automatic.
They got to play through him.
3 of 3 from downtown as Harrison has the soft touch. Just turning out into a real Friday night shootout. In the sandpit. Great to have you with us. Round 2 of the Hungry Jacks NBL as Swakala Bullock swoops inside.
I love this from Justin Schuller. That was probably the first real defensive breakdown they've had in some time, and he said, you know what, I'm stopping it here. I've seen just a little bit of a crack. Let's put an end to it and let's regroup.
So 73-70 at the Tangerine timeout, halfway through this third term. And the Illawarra Hawks have been able to grab the lead back off the Brisbane Bullets, who led by a point at halftime after trailing by 18 in that second term. Great to have plenty of stars courtside, and Joe Healy is with 2005 NBA All-Defensive First Team member, Larry Hughes.
I certainly am. I've got Larry Hughes with me. Larry, so great to see you here in the building. How are you enjoying your time in Australia?
Oh, I'm happy to be here. My time's been lovely. I actually can't wait to come back.
You played with the greats of the game, MJ, LeBron, AI. You also played with Justin Tatum in high school and college. What can you tell us about those days?
Well, he's just as good as those players. He just didn't get the chance. But that's my brother. Love his attitude, love his competitiveness. He brings that, in the basketball court, but also when he's coaching these guys.
You obviously have a wonderful friendship. You're also the godfather of Jason. How proud are you of the work that he's put in and the success that he's had?
I'm very proud. It's a team effort. It's a lot of input. A lot of guys, stepped in to help the guy out, and I'm happy. I'm happy for the team.
Justin this week, just talking about the Hawks, said that they're a top 2 team. Do you agree? What have you made of this group?
I agree. They're putting the work in. So when you put the work in, you put the time in, you can talk big, and I like it.
Well, thank you so much for your time. Awesome, as I said, to have you in the building, and enjoy the rest of the trip.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate it.
Larry Hughes with Joe Healy courtside. Bateman spinning. Oh, can't connect. Rocco Zakarski gets...
Zakarski got a ride, didn't he? He got a ride to the...
On the bucking Bronco that was Darius Days, all the way out of court. Just a gentle escort. I don't think Darius Days does much that's gentle. Hopefully he's foul.
Hopefully he's okay here. Accidental, but
White 8.
Rocco rolling across his legs.
Taking a moment to regain his composure, Days. Let's take a look at the play. So he's 13 on 5 of 6 shooting, 2 rebounds. He's in a stack of Supercoach teams as well, Pete. So there'll be some nervous owners right about now.
Yeah, he's in mine. You just see there. Rocco went down, didn't mean to, just grabbing at that ankle. He seems to be okay.
So 73-70, Lockie Olbrich at the line. Let's check in courtside with Matt Russell.
Justin Tatum told his team, I don't want to go bucket for bucket with Brisbane. We know how to score. The pick and rolls are working. That's our way forward. Brad Rosen, over to you.
Yeah, Justin put some subs in and he turned around and said, I've got the energy squad in now, so let's get up in the energy here as Mitch Norton goes down. But on the offensive end, they're looking to get the high on-ball pick as well. They think they can get Rocco up there and get some movement.
Mitch Norton just taking his time to...
Mitch!
An awkward fall as he went across the lane there.
No, he's as tough as they come, Mitch Norton.
Play centre. I'm going to reset the 22 to 24.
When he's in that backcourt with Damian Martin, there wasn't much tougher.
They had to be the two of the toughest defenders and players I've ever seen.
I'll tell you what, he's led from the front tonight too, Mitch Norton. He's been superb.
They pop fingers out, they do it all, it didn't matter.
Haunted Wildcats teams. Hawks by 4. 4 minutes remaining and change here in this third period. Zakarski just can't finish and Hickey can't handle the rebound.
And those are the ones you've just got to put a lid on it. You're 9'6", just flush it.
9'6".
Norton just limping off the court in the background as well.
That is a worry. Because he has been the most important player. Whether it's maybe a groin.
Yeah.
The way that he went down, it looked like.
And normally, for something to keep him on the ground that long, it's something more than just...
Casey,
Let's go down to Brad Rosen. Brad, another injury was the last thing the Bullets needed.
Yeah, exactly. I'm down here, and Mitch Norton came off, had a quick chat with the trainer, and then straight into the locker room he went. That was definitely his groin area, as we saw from the slip. So I'll find out more, but at this stage, he's behind getting investigated.
Lee from the corner. Whack!
We need the NBL three-point contest.
And we need that man in it.
Yeah, he's very good, isn't he?
Well, that was my segue, Joel. I appreciate it. But just the unbelievable shooters we have around the league. Yongjong Lee is right up there. Jared Bairstow showing a bit of touch.
With the lefty.
With the left.
Signed by the Bullets after being part of that championship run with Tassie. Jared Bairstow had the rather ignominious honour of being left off the score sheet in a game last year.
Ignominious?
Ignominious.
Alrighty, I got to look that one up, bro.
Now, that you have to have written that down. There's no way that you came in here rolling out that kind of vocabulary on a Friday night.
On any night? What do you mean Friday night?
It's just a regular part of my weekend, Pete.
That is a...
You know, it's something that's not particularly good. You don't necessarily want to be associated with something that's ignominious, and being left off the score sheet is one of those things.
No, but that already said we
He's bitching on down to the locker room, so that's a good sign.
With a smile on his face. So hopefully he'll be back.
Takes a lot to get him off.
Let's go down to Brad.
Yeah, he's just come in. I just spoke to the physio team. It was a hip flexor. That's where it's painful. So Mitch Norton, tough as nails. He'll be right, and then he'll worry about it tomorrow.
Darius Days, long two. That won't go. Adele with the rebound out there with White, Bairstow, Prather and Harrison. Days, Lee, Cal, Hickey, Olbrich, the five for the Hawks. Hawks by 5, 3 minutes remaining. Third period, first of a Friday night doubleheader in the Hungry Jacks NBL. Perth and Sydney coming your way after this, which is going to be a spectacular matchup. Prather rumbles inside and floats it home.
That's the Prather of all right there, isn't it?
Not as much spring to it, but it's still very crafty. Knows how to put the ball in the basket, and again, that's what they want from him. They know how he can be successful and aggressive in this time.
He looked really sharp at the blitz as well, Halls, in different times. Crazy Prather. Olbrich can't hit from outside, but he keeps it alive. And gets a really good look for Cal. Can't connect.
And those shots they were making in the first half just aren't falling for him, so...
Still shooting at just under 60% on the game, the Hawks. Harrison inside makes it back to a one-point game.
It looks like now the pace is in favor of the Brisbane Bullets.
Those are the ones that will annoy Justin Schuller, though. When you get them into a half court, you know the Illawarra Hawks want to play fast. They want to get out in transition. You manage to slow them out of that by putting the ball in the basket yourself. You just let him slice through with one ball screen.
White outside. A little bit short. Olbrich rips it down. The hit-ahead pass to Cal, who's got 24.
He's a little sore. Trey Cal. It's not a good sign.
Asking to come out as well.
Timeout for the Bullets. And that is a bit of a concern for the Hawks, despite the bucket. Trey Cal just pulling up a little bit ginger.
Well, he got a flat tire.
Great pass by Hickey, though.
So 81-76 at the Tangerine timeout. Coming up next, 9:30 Eastern time. What a matchup this is going to be. The Kings of State in town. They take on the Wildcats at RAC Arena. There's always plenty of feeling when these two teams get together.
Could be a potential championship series matchup.
That's very early.
Could be. Well, we did very early predictions.
Yeah, but
very early.
Speaking of predictions, Joel, who you got? Who do you think is going to win the next game? Can I ask?
The Wildcats.
Oh, you got the Wildcats, okay.
Because they've stuck around in Perth like the Kings have.
Right, okay.
I got him with that.
Yeah, you got me with that. You guys are going to have egg on your face if they don't win.
Interesting that Trey Cal didn't get any attention there from the physio or anyone. So hopefully that might just be a little bit of cramp. See, Matty Russell hovering over the background.
Loitering with intent. One of the best in the business court side. Great to have him and Brad part of our coverage this evening, as well as Joe Healy. Joel Peterson, Lennart Copeland, Pete Hawley calling the action for you. Nice move from Dengadell.
And don't think that Dengadell didn't want to come and put on a show in front of these Illawarra fans. You remember what happened a few years ago when he was playing for the Hawks? There was all this hype about him, and he didn't have the season that he wanted. Had that really rough game, 15, I think it was. Left, went to play overseas, played in the G League, and come back with a different mindset, and he looks like a completely different player.
4 of 6 for 12 points tonight. Lee outside again. Here's a flamethrower.
So automatic he's been automatic.
4 of 4 from outside, 15 points with a sharpshooter.
He was 3 of 5 last week, so he's 7 of 9 on the season now. Adele with the spin move. That is pretty. They're doing it at both ends, these two teams. Hickey can't connect. Oh, Lee, the spectacular pass to Tyler Harvey. It's showtime in Illawarra.
What is going on in this game?
Did you see that pass?
What is going on in this game? You've got Adele rolling in the deep down one end, and then you've got that pass down the other.
This time Adele comes up empty.
You caught that one, Joe?
That's very good, Pete. I wasn't missing it a second time. As we tick down to three-quarter time, Hawks by 7, and just prepare yourself for anything on this final possession. Olbrich. Underneath to Froling. It's regulation. Can the Bullets beat the buzzer down by 9? Adele from half court. Not on target. And the Hawks get to three-quarter time, having opened up a bit of breathing room over the Brisbane Bullets. Look at that from H.J. Lee. Leads to a Tyler Harvey 3. Illawarra 89, Bullets 80.
To the third quarter from some of the Hawks' big names has them up 89-80 entering the final period. A thumbs up from Trey Kill. He's all good, just a bit of cramp late in that third period. Justin Tatum said, don't get bogged down on one side of the court. Move it side to side. Trust our offense. Go on to win the game. Brad Rosen, what about the Bullets?
Bullets were okay in that timeout. They were still saying that they love what they've got to do, but it was all about energy. Mitch Norton is back in the game. The hit flexor is fine. But Justin Schuller said, I want our intensity up and I want Illawarra calling the first timeout of the fourth quarter.
Thank you, Brad. Thank you, Matty. Big last quarter coming up here. It's part of this doubleheader on a Friday night. Here is Lockie Olbrich.
coast to coast, crossover, lay the ball high off the glass, and one.
He's a special young talent, this man.
He's so tough. Too many bigs in the league can do that out on the break with contact.
You're right.
Just can't nail the free throw. Lockie Olbrich had his struggles in that discipline last season, 58% from the stripe. So 11-point lead to the Hawks early on, foul on the play. What do the Bullets need to do in this final term, Copes?
They need to go back to playing at their pace. They had a lot of success in that second quarter. And the third quarter wasn't bad. Go back to your pace. Don't try to run with these guys. Take bad shots. Make sure you get a good shot every time down the floor. And they give themselves a chance.
As Brad said, Mitch Norton starting this final term. No Leonard Copeland out there starting in this final term either, which is a good thing.
Ooh.
Here's Cook. Bring that one. What about the Hawks, Pete, to keep going the way they have been?
Well, anytime there's a miss like that, or they get a turnover and the Hawks get out and transition like Lockie Olbrich showed, they're going to score. What we've seen tonight, that unless Brisbane can put the ball in themselves and make Illawarra have to walk it up, they're going to take off with it. They're going to trust their pace. They're going to really get out and run. You see Casey Prather and James Bateman sit down. James Bateman really struggling again tonight. 3 points, 1 and 5. This is an all-second teamer from the Israel League. Right now, he just looks like he's in his own head.
Tyler Harvey gets it to go. You spoke to him at the Blitz as well. Seems like a really interesting character.
Well, he played in France as well. Was outstanding in France. He is a lot better than what we're seeing. But even this, really, since quarter time, you watch every time he's caught the ball, seems to be in his own head.
Lee with another rebound for the Hawks, his 4th of the evening. Here's Olbrich, who's got 8 rebounds, 5 assists and 5 points. So a little bit of everything from the big man. Lee falling away in the corner.
Just thought it was going to go down.
And that was close.
Cook goes alone on a 4-man break and gets swatted.
1 on 4 usually doesn't end too well.
Hickey underneath. Olbrich. Not quite.
This is what happens, Joel. This is what I'm talking about. They should have made a layup based on a poor shot down the other end from Brisbane. Plays right into Illawarra's hands. They want to play quick.
Looks like it's just getting away from the Bullets again here.
Turnovers are hurting. Bad shots.
Again, that pace element copes. Olbrich underneath. Too easy. Too easy. And that'll be a timeout for Justin Schuller, and not before time. Hawks open up a 15-point lead to start here in this final quarter. They get to the timeout, leading at 93-80. So a bit of work for Justin Schuller and the Bullets to do at this Tangerine timeout. All of a sudden, they find themselves in a little bit of a hole again. Not quite the 18 points it was in the second quarter, but they need to get back to work and put their nose to the grindstone once more.
Illawarra very good when they push the ball. When they create turnovers and run, they got guys, bigs, wing players who can get out and go, move that ball around, and they got guys on the perimeter who can knock down threes. And that's how they cause that friction.
So opening 3 buckets of this final term to the Illawarra Hawks. They lead 95-80. Joel Peterson, Leonard Copeland, Pete Hawley, Matt Russell, Brad Rose and Joe Healy with you. Second game coming up very soon indeed. Perth and Sydney is going to be a blockbuster to close out your Friday night of hoops. A doubleheader tomorrow, a doubleheader on Sunday. Big round 2, Hungry Jacks round here in the NBL. What can the Bullets do down 15? They fought back last week from an even deeper hole. Bairstow gets it to go to get something going.
He's been tough, huh?
He has been. He's had to be a lot more aggressive on the offensive end than perhaps we have ever seen in his career. 7 points, 3 of 4. Just putting the ball on the floor, getting all the way to the hoop.
So Hawks by 13. Harvey sees the lane and floats through in cruise control. Tyler Harvey. Let's get courtside to Brad Rosen.
Yeah, you may be able to see this on the camera, but Mitch Norton has come off. He called a sub that last time. He was limping bad. He went into the back. Physio came out. He's spoken to the coaches. I don't think we'll see him again tonight, and he has got ice on that hip. It's really affecting him. Matty, what do you got?
Flexes, notoriously painful. Sounds like Mitch Norton is struggling, as is Adele as he spills over the advertising hoarding at the end of the court. When it came to Justin Tatum in that timeout, he said he felt their offense became a little rushed. He said, use the clock, don't stop playing, but be patient with ball in hand.
That's just not ideal for the Bullets. If Mitch Norton, if that's more than just a bit of a niggle and he misses a week or two, their two best defenders, their two best guard defenders, two of the very best in the league, being out for a team that's already struggled defensively, albeit other than, what, 2 quarters in 2 games?
The guy that came in and changed the game, just about Mitch Norton, 12 points, 5 of 8. They took Bateman out because he was struggling. They put Norton in. Now they don't have that luxury. They need that man to make a few big plays, Isaac White.
You're going to need Josh Bannon to come back, and perhaps they just have to play big. You're going to see Keandre Cook slide down to the 2, Casey Prather. And they're also going to need James Bateman to regain that form that he had overseas.
8-2 start for the Hawks in the final term. Cal from deep can't hit. He's got 24. 16 in that opening term. And Bateman spinning through. Loses that one. He'll stay with the Bullets.
Tell you what, that would have been off James Bateman had this been challenged. So both referees
going to be overturned.
Both referees had different calls, so they said, look, if we're not 100% certain, we'll call a jump ball, which means it will be Hawks ball. And in the end, I think that was the right call. That looked like it was off James Bateman.
Even the way he reacted to it looked like it was.
Yeah. Are you sure you want me to take this ball? That's what he said. I'll tell you what, if there's no Norton and no Sammy Mack, they got the Sydney Kings next week, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep.
It doesn't get any easier, Pete.
Absolutely, it does not.
First game at Burndort, the Brisbane Entertainment Centre for the Bullets.
No doubt a massive crowd.
Isaac White with a pretty finish.
It's English 101 there for you, Joel Peterson.
Just a little bit of a kiss and spin on the glass. Swakala Bullock across the lane. Harvey contested 3 ball.
They just want it more. They just want it more. And Trey Kell's been everywhere all game. Can't finish that, but that's the one from wanting Swakala Bullock. I want him to shoot. You know you're a 3-and-D. When you're wide open in the corner, you've got to be ready to let that thing fly.
And he's knocked down a couple in that corner, so why not?
Number 1 red. 1 red. 1 red.
Prather coming into the game for the Bullets. Isaac White 2-step to the free throw line. Timeout for the Hawks. 5:25 remaining here in this final period. Hawks by 13 points. They led by 13 at quarter time. The Bullets fought back to lead by 1 at halftime. It was the Hawks by 9 at three-quarter time, and they've extended that to 97-84 here. Let's listen in to Justin Schuller at the Tangerine timeout.
We're going into pistols and opening things up quickly. All right? We're going to get this game to play quick, getting down here on that part. Defensively, we're at 40s right now. On that first whack. Just making sure the base is on it. Making sure we're aggressive there. Scramble back. In the half court. 1-2-4 switch. 1-2-4 switch. 1-2-3.
Well, I can translate for you for that, Joel, because that was what we were running back in Melbourne United. The red 40, it's what everybody likes to call that full court pressure. When that first inbound pass comes in, you go and trap it. First pass, red 40, you want to be full court, 40 feet, go and trap it. And once that ball comes out, he says switch 1-4. So everyone other than Tyrell Harrison, we just switch and we try and be a little bit more aggressive. And offensively, they want to push the pace, which I think with players out and key personnel not there, They have to get back in this game, but I think their style going forward this year is going to be, let's grind it out. I think they're going to have to adopt that Tassie approach of, hey, we're going to walk this ball up the court and we're going to execute every possession. We might be the slowest paced team in the league, but we're going to set screens, we're going to execute, and we're going to grind you down.
And throw the ball inside to your two biggest players in the NBL. They both can play, they both can score.
Zach Whitegard distinguished 101 earlier in the quarter, and a little bit of tuition there from Pete Hawley. So White cans both at the line. 13 points is the gap. 11 points, I should say, 97 to 86. Need some maths tuition as well if you're offering, Pete. 5:10 remaining. Trey Cal inside is fouled.
White 2, hit on the arm.
So Cal will go to the line. 24 points, his career best is 29. Of course, had a triple-double last season for the 36ers.
Against Illawarra in this very stadium. It's a great pickup for the Hawks.
And they've had it a couple of times, so that they see the triple-double from Trey Cal and go, yep, wouldn't mind that. They see Darius Days in the preseason and go, yep, wouldn't mind that.
Well, I think Darius Days actually picked up the phone himself and said to the Illawarra Hawks, look, things aren't working out for me with the Sharks. I see you guys are looking for Gary Clark. How does the double D sound?
Paydays.
You are a smith of words, Joel.
I borrowed that one off Damon Lowry.
That's just the third turnover since the quarter time break. So they've really locked up, cleaned up that area, since the opening 10 minutes.
And again, they've ended up having less turnovers than their opposition. So they forced them at a pretty high rate. Days has it taken away. Here's Prather stepping through. Terrific move, Casey Prather.
That's where
he's good at that. That's
absolutely.
what he does. Yeah.
That's where they can have an advantage. If he does play the 4, especially when the big decide to switch and he's got a Sam Froling or Lockie Albrick on him.
Just cast your mind back. This time last week, they started to get awfully busy right about now, the Brisbane Bullets. Cal doing the same for his team. He lifts Illawarra past the ton with his 28th point of the night.
Well, for a career night here is Trey Cal. Which usually means they come out after that, don't they? So you get a ill-timed sub.
His career best 29 against the Jack Jumpers last year. He had 28-27 against the Kings. Harrison can't get it to go. So 102 last week against the Snakes for the Hawks and 101 tonight. This is a high-octane, high-powered offensive team. Trey Cal searching for a career high. Not that time.
Still plenty of time, though. 100-plus points in this league in a 40-minute game means you're either very hot or somebody's not playing defense.
Here's the Amy replay. A block on one end from Casey Prather. And if you don't pick him up, well, he's just too crafty with it.
No speed, just crafty.
Just crafty, just takes Sam Froling for a little trip around Europe.
So 3.5 remaining. Joel Peterson, Pete Hawley, Bernard Copeland with you in commentary. Second game tonight, Sydney and Perth out west. He's a little bit too strong there. Blanchfield floats it home off the O rebound.
Those extra possessions, that's 11 offensive rebounds.
Leads back out to 15 points for the Hawks. And it's looking very much a decisive one. Trey Cal inside. He's got a career high 30.
He's cooking. He knows it too. He knows he can take this guy.
Here we go. Lockie Albrick fell down and Isaac White threw it up to Zakarski. Gets his first field goal of the game. A 30-piece from Trey Cal. He set the tone in the first quarter.
Absolutely he did. He had 16 of them at quarter time. Illawarra had 38 points on the board at the opening break. And Trey Cal now is just continuing to put them on the board. Days can't connect. Zakarski comes up with it. The Bullets trying to push it in transition. Bateman is fouled. He'll go to the line to add the bonus.
That should help his confidence. That's what he needs to do. As I said, he had a fantastic resume overseas. All Israeli League second teamer. He's outstanding in France. Had a rough first 2 games in the NBL. And again, this could also be the flip side of having a really strong preseason. They played a lot of preseason games, and you get into a false sense of security about how tough the NBL really is.
Free throw. He's 3 of 11. Dan Greeder's into the game. Let's go courtside to Matty Russell.
What a story this is. 100 games for any player, a remarkable milestone. But Dan Greeder, multiple knee reconstructions, multiple soft tissue injuries. He has had such a rocky ride as the Hawks drop 2 more. This 100 really means something for the West Australian Dan Greeder. Congratulations.
Great shout, Matty. He had so much support over there at HBF Arena last Saturday. It was terrific to see when he got some minutes late. He's had a rocky ride with injury, just a handful of appearances last year. Great to see him getting an opportunity. Isaac White cans the elbow jumper.
He was walking around FanFest over there in Perth, and knew his way around very well. Big congratulations to him for everything that he's been through, though. I know he speaks so highly of the club and how they've stuck by him through it all.
So 107.94 with 1.5 minutes remaining, of course. Big game coming up after this one. Perth and Sydney from RAC Arena. So on Greeder, he played 28 games, so the full slate in both of his first 2 seasons, 18-19, 19-20, 18 games in 2020-21, 14 games in NBL 23, 10 games last year, and now he's got the 2 to get to 100, which is a great effort. And Matty is a real story of perseverance.
Despite playing only the 10 games, Joel, last year, only 10 games, he got the Players' Player Award on presentation night. He won their community award, so even when injured, he gave so much to this club.
Continuing to have a real impact, that's for sure. So 108.94 here for the Hawks.
It's a lot of points.
Oh, yeah. It's a lot of points, Coach.
Get out of there, get out!
They can't tip it home once, twice, and the 3rd time no good either. Here is Dan Greeder. This place will erupt if he gets a bucket here. Not quite on the fall away. Blanchfield from way downtown. He can't connect. So what do you take out of this from a Bullets perspective, gents?
Well, it's very similar, I mean, to last week, right? They had one outstanding quarter, and that was the 4th quarter. Last week was the 2nd quarter in this one, where their defense, everybody was communicating. They were all on a string, everybody was moving, and then offensively, they just ticked it over.
But if you have to look at the overall game, I'd say they've gotten better since last week, though, Pete. They look like they're playing a little bit better now as a team. And that's because I think you put Norton in that lineup.
Well, they've definitely played better for more minutes in this game than they did last week. I think that's no stretch to say, but now comes some big issues next week. Hopefully they'll have Josh Bannon back, but if Mitch Norton's not there and Sam McDaniel, what's the starting lineup look like in terms of defensive tone setters?
Playing against the high-powered Sydney Kings could be scary.
They need that man back out on the floor.
Yep. We thought he was going to be out there tonight. They said that he'd play if required, and he was required.
But he didn't play.
And he didn't play.
They fooled us, Joe.
Coming up next, here is Perth and Sydney. From RAC Arena, the Wildcats winners over the South East Melbourne Phoenix last week. The Kings got it done over the Adelaide 36ers on Sunday. It's going to be an intriguing clash. You add in all the talent on display, league MVPs, And then the rivalry overlaid into that. It's going to be all kinds of fun.
Two teams that have stayed in Perth. Oh, boy.
I cannot wait to get home and watch that one.
So 108-97. Hawks only scored this many points or more 3 times all of last season. For the Brisbane Bullets, fairly good defensive team last year. They only gave up this many or more twice. So it's an early season marker for the Hawks. They've got 210 points on the board through their opening 2 games. And for the Bullets, it's going to be a 0-2 start into their new digs at the Brisbane Entertainment Centre. And they've added injury to insult tonight. Here's Greeter for 3 in game 100. Got it!
There it is.
Take a bow, Dan Greeter.
What about the play they drew up? Perfect play for him. Wide open 3 in the corner on his 100th game.
That is a moment to savour for the West Australian. Zakarski floats it home at the other end as the Bullets push up closer to 100 points. Almost a steal at mid-court.
Bonus shot. Got George Greeter on the face. Did you look
You've
like
got to love
anything
this.
you went?
We're just talking about it too. Just a great moment for him. The fans, they love it.
I have a normal foul on Greeter for the hits towards the face.
And as someone who is losing their hair, that makes me very jealous.
You're jealous. Someone who's lost their hair. At least you still got some left, bro.
What age was that?
I lost my hair?
Yeah.
I didn't lose it. I got rid of it. How about that?
So you could get it back?
I think some will come back. I don't know if it'll all come back. It might be a swimming pool or a little spa somewhere up in there.
You have a putting green.
There you go. But look, the Bullets have something to work toward, I think, because they're slowly getting there. And the problem is,
DG, take it out on the mate.
the teams that they're playing coming up are so good that they don't want to fall 0-3 or 0-4 before they get their stuff together.
They've got all single headers till about round 8 as well, the Bullets, so they don't get the chance to go on to back up all that soon. But it's been all about the Hawks tonight.
Every bucket matters.
Yep, we know that over the last couple of seasons.
11.
Saw Jack White finish last night with a thunderous dunk. Seen it come down right to the last play in the last couple of years. Kai Savage getting some run as well. Regular season debut in the NBL for the Aussie Emu, coming off a successful Major Cup campaign.
50%, 57% from the field, 50% from 3, 12 of 24. 14 of 19 at the line. 13 offensive rebounds once again. You have to do everything you can to keep this Hawks team off the offensive glass, because they just are relentless.
Luka Yates checking into the game for the Hawks as well. They started out on fire, the Hawks on their home floor. And this is going to end in pretty dirty fashion for the Bullets.
Let's go, Red.
They cough up an opportunity to try and put a score on the board.
There's that huddle I was talking about. Huddle.
We're going to get a timeout here from Justin Taylor. The fans a little frustrated, but why not, to be honest? 2.5 seconds to get you a chance to execute something.
Draw up another Dan Greeter 3.
Or draw up something as if the game was on the line. Normally you do it in different circumstances.
Smart coaches do it because you look, you never know who's going to be in the game at the end of the game, so.
We're going to be Dan Greeter.
I think it'll be
I think it was Zach Triplett.
Yeah, maybe Triplett. Who can shoot it from outside?
So it looks like it'll be Yates, Peatling, Triplett, Blanchfield, and maybe Hickey, the 5 for the Hawks. H.J. Lee's enjoying things in the background. Trey Kell with a career-high 30 points tonight. So the Hawks in their next 5, as you can see, away to Sydney on Sunday. So the Freeway Series kicks off on Sunday at 2:30. That'll be our broadcast game. Adelaide, Tassie, Cairns, Melbourne United. The Bullets with Illawarra, Sydney, South East Melbourne, New Zealand, and Tassie in their next 5. So a couple of seconds remaining. Triplet throws at the backboard. Peatling can't get it to go. But a dominant night for the Hawks on their home floor. They improved to 2-0 on this young NBL25 campaign. They get it done 113 to 101 over the Brisbane Bullets, sparked by a career-best 30 points from Trey Cal.
What a game. It was interesting in the first half. Tale of two completely different sides in the first 2 quarters, and then Illawarra just stuck to their guns in the second half and pulled away. And 12-point margin, but they never really looked rattled in the second half.
Well, look, both teams have some work to do. Although Illawarra looked great, they got to clean up some mistakes, turnovers. But when they do, they can score the rock with anyone.
Shown that tonight. So 113-101, of course. No Josh Bannon in the end tonight for Brisbane. Mitch Norton now under an injury cloud as well as they return home to play Sydney next weekend. And the Hawks will travel down the freeway to take on the Kings on Sunday. And won't that be a clash to watch? Of course, the Kings and the Wildcats coming up next out west at RAC Arena, which is going to be something very, very special indeed. Darius Day's important again for them tonight. Illawarra, HJ Lee was red hot from downtown, and everything that could go right just about did for Justin Tatum's men.
Continue to grow. You expect every team to have a lot to work on, as you said, Copes. No one wants to peak until February, until the business end of the season, but they're going in the right direction. But that game on Sunday is going to be very juicy. I reckon there'll be a little bit of extracurricular in that.
Rivalry continues to build, of course. So 113-101, big win for the Hawks. The star of the show was Trey Cal, who's with Joe Healy.
Yes, I've got the Foot Locker player of the game with me, Trey. A career night for you, a 30-piece. How do you feel?
I feel good. Biggest thing, we got the win. For me personally, I just wanted to play better. I mean, I couldn't have played any worse against Cairns, so I just went out there, played free, and happy we got the win.
Good contributions from a couple of the guys as well. A nice moment for Dan at the end of the game. Talk me through that performance as a group.
For sure. I mean, you know, we started out really well, and we kind of gave up the lead. And, you know, it's like you said, it was a team effort. Lee has some big minutes for us. Davo, Lucky. So, I mean, I'm sure everyone can look at me and be like, I was the reason, but I feel like it was a total team effort. And like I said, we heading to Sydney 2-0.
What was it like playing in front of this crowd for the first time as a Hawk?
It felt good. I mean, for me personally, I've had some good games here in the past. Heard a lot of boos before, so it's nice to get some cheers this time.
Well, enjoy this win. You deserve it. Brad, you've got Dan Greedo.
3 ACL injuries, 2 ACL operations, and you've just played your 100th game. How does it feel?
Man, I'm lost for words, bro. I'm very pumped. Like, I love this place. I've been here for 7 years. I finally got 100 games, and I just can't thank the crowd enough for sticking by me through these years, man. I'm sorry, I'm cut, but thank you guys. Thank you.
You deserve every minute of it. I can hear your family in Perth going absolutely nuts. Your brother says he's got a Bella mullet, but I'm not sure, mate. You must be feeling so proud right now.
Yeah, I am very proud of myself. Like, very proud of myself, and so thankful for the organisation and Jared, the owner, the coaches, for sticking by me through this long 4 or 5 years. So yeah, I'm very blessed right now.
We know this is only the start for you, because injuries aside, you are one of the hardest workers. Now you're going to have a best of the rest of the season. How are you looking forward to it?
I can't wait. I hope this Hawks team, we can keep rolling and we can hopefully go all the way.
Good luck, mate. Congratulations.
Thank you, I appreciate it.
Back to you, Joe.
Great to story. It's absolutely remarkable. Big win for the Hawks. Back to wrap it up next.
This program is brought to you by Hungry Jack's and Bunnings Warehouse.
To start NBL 25, they were pumped up on the floor and in the stands as Lockie, Ulbrich, Young Jung Lee, in fact the entire team